Hi everyone, in this video I'm upgrading the Alfa Romeo. It's been a couple of weeks since I bought the car and I have started noticing a few little issues that I somewhat dislike. So over the next few weeks I'll be fixing them. Now the first one, I'm just driving along here and the gear throws are very long. They go from halfway up my leg down past my knees and towards the dashboard. I'm not a big fan of long throws, so I'll be looking at investing into a short shift kit. The next issue, just a very small one, is the clutch pedal. It's not the mechanical linkage or the fluid or anything like that, it's the actual pedal itself. So the Alfa Romeo QVs, they get sports pedals, maybe even the base models as well, I'm not sure. But they are bright, shiny metallic things. They don't have holes in them like the Hondas do, but they do have small rubber pads, and they are absolutely tiny. On my clutch pedal, the upper pad has actually fallen out, so whenever I put my foot on the clutch and try to press it, I usually end up slipping. And lastly, the final issue that I'll be fixing is the brakes. So the previous owner told me that the front brakes are borderline, so when it gets its next check, it will probably fail. So what I've done is ordered a set of racing rotors. I've also got some pads to match and some brake fluid as well. And there is one final issue that I forgot to mention, which is that even though the previous owner did try to fix one of the wheels before I picked up the car, the shop that repaired the wheel didn't actually do a great job, so I had to take off the back left wheel and leave it with a wheel specialist to get it repaired over the next few weeks. So you'll see in the exterior videos that I might only have 3 matching wheels, depending on when I get that wheel back. Oh, this road is twisty. Alright, so let's crack to it. The first upgrade is the short shift kit. Unlike a rear-wheel drive car, front-wheel drive vehicles just use a small linkage on top of the gearbox. This should be a relatively easy install, however on the Giulietta this upgrade was wrought with issues. The universal joint didn't want to pop out, the old linkage needed a screwdriver to be hammered underneath it, and the new circlip was just a massive pain to install. Here is the old throw, and this is the new throw. And now onto the clutch pedal. I considered buying new covers, but instead I had my own easy solution to this issue. And over here you can see that I've put a bit of flex tape over the clutch pedal because it's just too slippery to use when wet. And after a big wait of getting the brakes manufactured, my new performance rotors had finally arrived in the mail. Today we've got the brake pads, the brake fluid, brake rotors, and the car is finally in the garage, and helping us along the way is this air compressor, which helps us immensely. I've got the air compressor connected to my little brake bleeding vacuum reservoir. The caliper's a bit dirty, I'll just give it a wipe down later. But something really odd which I discovered, there's just this brake sensor sitting here on the rear coil. Very odd. It should be hooked up and out of the way, not sitting on the... You can see that the cable's actually frayed here a bit. I might have to do the rear brakes as well soon, but I'm just going to zip tie that back in place. Although I'm not actually sure where it should go. I don't see anything for it, so I'll zip tie it to this hose. It's not actually a hose, it's a casing for the handbrake cable. Just get it out of the way so it's not touching any moving parts except the handbrake. There we go. Don't want it to foul on the springs and leave me requiring new sensor cables, so that's a bit odd. Unfortunately, the vacuum tool just didn't work on this car, so I had to pump the fluid out the old way using the pedal. I had to go down to the hardware shop to buy one of these, a 12mm hex bolt with the car on jack stands and using the Ninja. Now this entire kit here, however small it is, was $50. Neither of the automotive shops had it, so I had to go to the hardware shop. All for this bolt right here. The new pads also needed to be shimmed down to size to fit the calipers, but I think it's a worthy upgrade just for the look alone. And the last thing to do is to pop out to the wheel shop to collect the rear wheel that had spent the last few weeks getting repaired. At first I looked at getting aftermarket wheels, but there's absolutely nothing in 5x110 PCD, and by the time I did find something, the timing didn't work out. Today I got the wheel back, and the workshop told me that due to the previous repairs, it had taken a lot longer to fix this wheel. Now the wheel is back on, the car is looking good, and we can properly hit some back roads.